If only I had spidey senses, so I can tell when something's wrong. Oh, and I'm set to protect this heart from breaking into pieces. Where's my hammer? Where's the shield? All the strength to carry the weight of the world. Fly high into the sky. I'll catch you if you fall. I'll catch you if you fall. Fly high into the sky. I'll catch you if you fall. I'll catch you if you fall.
We have got a heck of a show for you tonight, guys. It's not we, it's me. I don't know why I just said we, but anyway, welcome to another episode of Snap Decisions. I am, of course, your host with the most, your Snap DJ, and welcome to the show. It's going to be a little different of a show this week. Obviously, last week I had a guest for the very first time. Of course, it was Nick the Greek Geek joined me for the show. Thanks so much to him for coming out. I know it was a crazy week last week, obviously, to Thanksgiving and all that kind of stuff going on, and Black Friday for me, which was absolutely insane. I got like literally 6 hours sleep in 3 days, I think, over the weekend. But he and I will be getting back together to do our next episode of Two Dudes Snapping at some point soon. And also for this week, the only other thing I'll have coming out will be the long-awaited guest, Red Eye Jedi. Thank him for being so patient, and it just took us a while to get together, but he is coming on the show. I will be chatting with him on Wednesday, so watch out for that. But man, a lot of stuff going on and a lot to talk about today, and I am going to have some new things in this. No top 5 this week, and the reason that is because I'm going to replace it with a segment this week called, it's basically, I'm referring to my old days of radio, which I sometimes do, but this is called Viewer Call-In. And basically what I mean by that is, and obviously nobody can call, but I put a post out yesterday on X, and I have to say it was probably one of the most responded posts I've ever had. And it was a poignant question, and I just wanted to hear from two different groups of people. Those who want to see changes and those who are Series 3 or lower players. And I got a lot of responses, and I'm very, very grateful and thankful to all of those who did respond to those questions. I am so thankful for them, and I am going to read them all during that segment today. So that no top 5, top 10. It's instead going to be viewer call-in, and basically that's what this is going to be. When I do it, it's going to be won't maybe necessarily always be as big as this one was, but it's going to take the place of the top 5 for that particular week. And I am just overwhelmed by the amount of responses. And you know what? I asked people to keep it as positive as they could, and they did. They did. I didn't see. I saw a little bit of negativity, but not much. And so I have to say kudos, a shout out to all of them. And I will be talking about everyone. I will call them out by their X names and stuff like that. And I will mention every one of them on this show during that segment today. So it's going to be fun. So we have that coming up. I have the DJ spin to start off about all the things going on in Snap. We started a new season today. We got Galacta. And I am, of course, as I had said, playing her with Galactus, and she works really well in that deck. Maybe not the best deck for her. I've seen people playing Teddy Ninja. I watched him today, and I saw him playing with Surfer, which I figured would happen. She just seems a good fit in that. The Elsa, the old Elsa Kitty, and now, of course, Thena line, those mid-range decks. She's good in those too. It just seems like she's a better Elsa Bloodstone so far. And I was able to, obviously got her with the season pass. I was able to get the other card, Luna Snow, with 3 keys today. So I 3-keyed her. I ended up getting the variant for, what was the variant? Gonna have to look it up. Lady Deathstrike. I got the Lady Deathstrike variant, which I'm not unhappy with. I don't have too many things of her. And then I, of course, got the dumb 1,000 tokens, which I hate, which we'll get into actually in that segment, because a lot of people mentioned that during that segment about the 1,000 tokens with the keys. So we'll get into that during that segment. But welcome. It is a snowy and cold time to be in Northeast PA. We've been having day after day after day lake effect snow, which can be absolutely brutal. We get these little passing things that'll come over. They're called snow squalls. If you've never seen one or heard of one, they are like the equivalent of a snow thunderstorm, and can be very, very nasty if you have to drive in it. And it's just they can be awful. They could drop 2-3 inches of snow in like minutes. And that's what happened last night. A lot of accidents in the area and stuff like that. Thankfully, my wife and I were both home. But they were supposed to continue. I know Buffalo, the city of Buffalo, got a snow squall that came off the lakes. That's what happens. They spread basically from the warm water, the lakes, and the cold passes over, and it causes big snow. And Buffalo got 2 feet of snow. Insanity, but that's what happens to them because they are so close to the lakes. So anyway, a little bit of a weather report there to start you out. It is cold. I will just say it is cold. It's supposed to be a warm up next week, I hope. We could use that, and yeah, so we'll see. And I survived Black Friday, another Black Friday, 36 of them to be exact. I survived another one. It was a little bit of insanity. It wasn't very busy in the morning, and I didn't think it would be. It wasn't very busy to start the day, but it was quite busy later in the afternoon. So the store was very busy. We were selling a lot of stuff. It was a very, very busy Black Friday day. And then we had some craziness. Saturday was okay. Well, it was pretty busy at certain times. It wasn't too bad, too chaotic. And then we lost our power on Sunday, which was crazy. The power went out in the entire plaza, so that was kind of nuts. So it's been a crazy weekend. I had to catch up on a lot of sleep. I had to get up at 4:00 in the morning to get there by 6 on Black Friday. And I slept all of probably 4 hours because I'm not used to going to bed very early. And so, and then the next night, I think I might've slept maybe 6, so 10 hours in 2 days. And then the next day I slept maybe 7. So a little bit better each day. Now I was off yesterday. I was of course off today too. But it's, it was an experience. And as Black Friday usually is, I'm just glad it's over. I'm just glad it's over. So, all right, guys, as you can see up there, that wonderful logo made for me via Lauren Whatevs. I am part of the Snap Judgments network of podcasts, your one-stop shop for all your podcasting needs. And that is an amazing logo with the DJ thing going on, the record player and stuff with Tribunal. I absolutely love it. And then, of course, the other pods that are along with me in the lineup. Of course, How Can She Snap? No Big Deal and the Kid are always on Sundays. They just came back. They were on a little break. And always a great show from them. And they do such an awesome job. Got to have them back at some point sometime soon. But it's been a little rough to get together, obviously because of work and everything gets crazy for everybody. So, but I will have them on again soon. And then, of course, we have Snap on This. We have Ben Roller, It's Just and Lauren Whatevs do a tremendous job on that show. So much fun. And it's just always a good time with them and laughs and stuff like that. Just a great job. And then, of course, Glazer on the Snap Judgments pod always has those top tier players on his show. And Glazer, just amazing work that he does every single day in the world of Snap. Go follow him on Discord. Join the Discord. Help help support that Discord. By the way, speaking of Discord, and if you're listening on audio, I have a Discord. It's very small. I think I literally have 17 people in there. But hey, it is what it is. There is a Discord. I do now have a Discord. So look for. I meant to mention this actually last week and I didn't. It's a very, very quiet, friendly little Discord. But look for me on Discord if you were on there. It is, of course, under Snap Decisions, just Snap Decisions. And come and join. It's like a wonderfully tiny and friendly little place to be. And always will be that way. The channels are, of course, just general about Snap, MCU, films, animation, Disney Plus, Comics Corner, very similar to the pod. Other games, mobile video games, board games, Marvel Snap, of course, podcast, the links to the podcast, top 5 suggestions. So you can come in and suggest top 5 topics for me. And then, of course, a show off your splits channel, which you can come in and show off all of your cards and stuff like that. So check out the Discord if you're on Discord. Check it out and come over and join and hit up Glazers too, because his is way better than mine. All right, so let's get on with it, shall we? This is the segment called the DJ Spin, and if I was fancy and I had a sound effect, I'd play it. That little DJ type thing, but I don't. So, but this is where I get a chance to kind of talk about some breaking news, things that have been going on in Snap. So, look, the biggest topics of the week are the 3 things that I asked people about: the state of the game, Arsham, and Deadpool's Diner. We just got Deadpool's Diner, obviously, is in the finishing touches of this, the second season of it. And, of course, the Arsham issue with so many people playing Arsham now. And I've even seen it on Ladder today. So it is 100% back. I was only seeing it mostly in Deadpool's Diner, but now people are just playing it everywhere. And I will say with Arsham, I think its day is coming. I know that as of I think the next patch is going to be on the 10th of this month. So next week, we are getting 2. We're getting a patch and we're getting an OTA next week. So I think that the people who are enjoying Arsham better do it now, because I do believe wholeheartedly, and I've been right with some of these predictions before, but December 10th patch, December 12th OTA, I do believe wholeheartedly that Arsham is going to get a nerf. Something is going to happen to Arsham. It's too prevalent. It's too high in the meta. It should not be a meta deck, in my opinion. And I've had other people on say the same thing. Nick and I talked about it last week, and Nick agreed. It should not be a meta deck. And so something has to happen to it. You will hear suggestions from the people, from the folks out on X who answered my question, suggestions from them as what their answer should be. My answer is very simple. No more decks. You want to play that way? You want that energy cheat? Random cards. Every single card in the deck is random. That's, I think, the easiest way to fix it. Adding cards to it isn't going to matter. It doesn't matter. We added cards to it with Thanos. You can add more and more cards to it. Doesn't matter. That deck should not be able to be pulling 2 Shang-Chi's, should not be able to be pulling an Enchantress along with the cards that they already have in there. It just should not be. And so I'm sorry. I get it. Who I want to apologize to is mostly the newer players, because if the newer players are playing it, and I look to see collection levels now all the time when I play people, someone with a 20,000, 30,000 collection level, I don't feel bad for you at all. If you're losing Arsham, I don't. Someone with a 4,000 to 5,000 to 10,000 collection level, I feel bad for you. If that is the deck that you really need to play or wanted to play, or that's the deck that you find much easier to win with, then yes, I do feel bad for you. But I'm not going to feel bad for anyone with a high collection level that's playing Arsham, because I've said this before, and I'm not meaning to insult anybody by saying this. This is my spin, but it's an easy mode. It's easy mode Marvel Snap. That's what it is. You're going to get cards out faster than anybody else. You're playing with extra energy, and we all know what extra energy does for this game. It's an advantage. It's an absolute advantage. That's why people play Wicked, so they can get that energy cheat. That's what, that's what it is. It is and now people are going to be playing Luna Snow for the same reason. They want that energy cheat, although that evens it out and gives both people the energy cheat. So, but look, that's why for a long time people played Electro, because they wanted the energy cheat. They wanted just to get their cards out faster. So the RSM problem, I think, is going to go away. If I will be shocked if something doesn't happen with RSM in the next update. Shocked. Now, maybe not the patch, but in the next OTA for sure, I will be absolutely shocked if something doesn't happen to that deck. We simply, like I said, when you could put a deck together, I said this last week, you can put a deck together of 30-some cards, and it's a winning meta deck, there's an issue. There's a problem. And so, to me, I will be amazed if they don't do something with RSM in the next patch. So enjoy it while you can, because I don't think it's going to be around for much longer. I think they have to take somewhat of a more desperate stance on RSM, and I do believe it's coming. Now, like I said, from the audience on X that answered the question, you'll get more answers from them, different suggestions maybe than mine, and some did agree with me on that. Some had the same suggestion as me. Make it all random cards. And I think Zombies Go Nom Nom said it on on their podcast, the Born to Be Cosmo podcast. I think he said the same thing on there. So this is the thing. This is a problem. It's an absolute problem. And it's the reason why I've been playing KM Best's the Goon Knight deck. I've been playing that because that has Cassandra Nova and Darkhawk, two of the counters to RSM. However, that said, I played some, and they had Enchantress, and they had Shang-Chi. So they can even get rid of those. And so, yeah, Dresden, hello. It was nice knowing RSM. Yeah, RSM has got to go. It's got to go. And like I said, I feel bad for the low collection level players that were playing it. Maybe that was their only way to get to play certain cards, like see cards in their deck that are random, that they were able to play those cards because they were able to play RSM. It sucks for them. I feel bad for them, but I'm not going to sit here and feel bad for somebody that's a high collection level that's playing RSM. I'm just not. So, yeah, something has to be done. I think something will be done. So that's spin number one. Spin number two. This might be a little bit of a backward spin on the record. Deadpool's Diner, dose. Garbage. I'm sorry. I try to keep my show, and you all know, if you've listened to me on this show, you all know I try to keep things as positive as I can. It's garbage. It was absolute garbage. It was sweaty. It was more sweaty than the first one, which I never, ever thought never thought that would happen. Never thought that would happen. For a card that sucks. For all intents and purposes, E-Tree is terrible. Terrible. It's not worth even having. So don't even sweat it if you didn't get it. I made a rhyme there. Look at me spinning, and I made a rhyme. Don't sweat the card if you didn't get it because it's lousy. It's a horrible card. Even in the deck that it was made for, which is Thor's, if you don't, go watch Cozy and his struggles with that card. He hates it. Could never get it. Even if you don't get that card out by turn like 3, you're done. The card's useless. Completely useless. It's a 1/2. But for a card like that, the fact that everybody went where they did, right, and played so sweaty with the RSM decks and with the, with everything that they were playing in that mode, they were supposed to make it better. They didn't. They made it worse. And, they took away bots from every table except for the first one. Now, I know they remedied that, I think. But what are you thinking? Like, you don't want to make that thing worse to play. It was already something that people didn't like to begin with. I'm not a fan. As much as I love High Voltage, and it's coming back, I did see that. We're getting that back, which is very cool. And we're getting another card from it. It's another symbiote card that we're getting in January. So I'm very glad High Voltage is coming back. That's amazing. Don't touch it. Let it go. It's perfectly fine the way it is. Most people loved it. I know I did. I know a lot of other people who did. Let it go. Deadpool's Diner, I don't need to see anymore. I don't need to see it anymore. They said they were going to fix it. They were going to change things. It was Deadpool's Diner 2. Nothing changed. Nothing changed other than the bots not being on any tables past the first one. It was harder to get matchups for because of that. So you're sitting in a queue. Some people are sitting in a queue for minutes. I would leave and go into other tables. So nothing else changed. Nothing else changed. The rewards, okay, if you want to go to look at a positive from it, yes. The rewards were better. You know, they had borders and stuff like that. They had better rewards. So, okay. If it weren't for the kind souls that did the I'm losing thing on there and would just quit the matches, I know some of them were horrible, and they did that and they still played and beat people, which is terrible, by the way. Don't do that. But the people who did and did that, thankfully for them, because I would have never finished it. I had no intention once I got E3 to go any further. And then I just started playing in there a little bit, and I saw people were doing the I'm losing thing, and people were giving me some games. So I was able to end up getting the Jane Foster variant because of that. But Deadpool's Diner, look, I don't care. Maybe one day. It doesn't even fit anyway anymore because it fit because of the movie. It doesn't even fit anymore. There's nothing out there with Deadpool right now. Now the movie hit Disney Plus, so maybe that's why they did it. There's nothing coming from Deadpool now until maybe Secret Wars. So let it lie. It doesn't need to come back again. I don't think anyone wants it back. They I think they were talking about, and I heard this on the Born to Be Cosmo. They were talking about this too. I guess in Discord, there was some sort of thing going on in there where so many people expressed their displeasure with it. But then somebody in there, I guess maybe the mod or something, came in and said that, or someone came in and said that, oh, well, we've seen positive reaction, and you know, it just didn't make sense because there was so much negative reaction. Look, if you like it, all the more power to you. I think the boys at the kid and No Big Deal are saying they enjoyed it. Hey, that's awesome. If you like it and it's fun for you, then cool. That's perfectly fine. But it is not for me, and I don't want to be playing in the sweaty mode anymore. Then I have to. And like I said, the last one I fully 100% expected it to be sweaty because of the Cassandra card that everybody was going in thinking that it was the counter to Arishem. But I did not expect to see what I saw. Constant Arishem. Going back to my first spin, constant Arishem, and people like the cutthroat playing and stuff like that, and everything like that. It just wasn't worth it. It was not worth it. So, all right. So that is the diner. I'm done with the diner. I'm finished with it. I hope we don't see it for a while, and I hope they come up with something new. And then lastly, let's talk again. And I know we covered this. I did cover this with Nick last week for the most part, the Deadpool and obviously Arishem, and my third one here, and that is the whole overall feeling and thought about the game of Marvel Snap. Look, I've said this time and time again, and I'm going to repeat myself. I love this game. I love it. And I love it not just because I do this. This came after I started playing. This came about 6 months after I started playing. I just love the game. I love the lore. I love the comics. I love the backgrounds. I love the characters. I love seeing the little effects that they do. I love that. I love this game. I enjoy playing. I don't want to see it fall by the wayside. I know that when Rivals come out, a lot of people are going to move over and switch to that. I know there are creators who are going to move and switch to that. Or at the very least, are going to do double duty, and they're going to do Marvel Rivals and Snap. But I am not going anywhere. I'm going to continue to do this pod because I enjoy it, and I'm going to continue to play Snap because I enjoy it. Now, that said, do I think that there are issues? Absolutely, and we're going to get into them later in the listener call-in segment. We're going to get into it. And you're going to see. But see, what I love, though, what I love is I love that there are people out there that are being positive about this, that are giving some, and man, I know I'm small time. I know I am, and I'm okay with it. I don't stream the game. I don't, I'm not on Twitch. I'm not doing this every single day of the week like guys like Regis does and guys like Cam Best does and stuff like that. I know I'm not. But I would like to hope that Second Dinner maybe listens to people that maybe aren't always just necessarily the bigger guys. And maybe they will listen to this show and maybe they will hear me read some of the suggestions that everyday players gave to help this game. They weren't negative. They weren't saying this game sucks. I'm done. I'm over this. I'm quitting. I'm not playing this game anymore. They were giving honest to goodness, great suggestions, and you'll hear them later. So I would love it if Second Dinner either noticed it on my X or listen to some of the smaller pods and hear it and listen to what good suggestions these people have come up with who are players of this game that love this game like I do, to make this game better going forward. Because that's what we all want. Everybody that listens to this, I know you guys want it, or you wouldn't be listening to my show. I certainly want it. And all of the suggestions I got were absolutely tremendous. And I can't wait to share them all with you because they were amazing. They were positive. They were great thoughts. They were amazing. And they came from the people. They came from the people who play this game. And that's who Second Dinner should be listening to. I know they're a corporation. And I know that they've got people above them. And I know that they have people that they need to answer to. Just like my bosses at Best Buy do too. They have the stockholders they have to answer to. It always goes up a chain, right? There's always a chain that goes up, right? I know that. I've been in retail for 36 years. I understand all of it. So, and I know there's people at Second Dinner have to answer to, and that's the people who, they have to show that they're making a profit. They have to show money returns because that's all a lot of those people care about. They don't care about what this game does. They don't care about what Marvel Snap is. They just care about the bottom line. So I get it. I understand all that. But these people care. They don't have to care. They can go to other games. They can play other games. There's a gazillion mobile games out there that they can play. There's new games. There's Rivals now that has the Marvel IP that's coming. There's the Bazaar that people are playing on the PC. There's video games that are coming out. There's so many other things that people could do with their time, but they choose to play this game. And I have to stop and think that they choose to play this game because they love it like me. And they love it because of a particular reason. Maybe they love it because it's short and they can play it on the toilet. Maybe they love it because of the property and they love Marvel and they love the cards and they love the things that I do. For whatever reason, they're dedicated and they want to be positive. They want to be positive and they need to see some positive news. And I understand that 100%. I do. And I want to see 100%. I want to see positive news too. I could sit here and I could spin about this for the next half an hour. And I could tell you everything that there is out there on the socials coming from content creators and all that kind of stuff that is not positive at all. It's negative. And I could tell you about all that, but I won't. I choose not to. I choose not to. I have been flattered by Glazer, by Gunny T, whom I respect both of those guys 100%. 100%. I respect both of them. I respect Glazer for the things he did for me on this podcast, coming on here when he absolutely didn't have to. And I respect Gunny T for all he's done for this community with the tournaments that he runs and everything else that he does on the Discords and all that kind of stuff. He works damn hard. And they're both very positive. And they are, I look at them when I look at people that I want to model my content like. They have referred to me as man of the people. I am extremely flattered by that. And I want to live up to that. I want to live up to that. So I am going to provide the positives. I'm going to provide the positivity out there that I can do in my little own neck of the woods. And hopefully that is infectious. Hopefully people know how much I love this game and people know how much of dedication that I have. And I want it out there and yeah, so that's what I'm going to do. And that's what this show has always been about. It's always been about fun, positivity, comic books, lore, Marvel, and all that. That's what this show is about. That's what the show is going to continue to be about. I'm going nowhere. I'm not trying rivals. I think it looks like a fun game. I'm not knocking it in any way. I just can't play games like that. I can't play 6-on-6 or any of that. I have a hard time. I get lost on the boards and stuff. I'm not even like normal video games. I can't play first-person games. I know it's not first-person, it's third, but I can't play games that move like that. They get me motion sick. And so I can't play it. I would like to try it, but I know that I wouldn't be able to play it. Yeah, but I know that is coming. And so is a lot of other Marvel stuff. I'm sure down the road there's going to be a Wolverine game that's coming, maybe sometime next year. I'm not sure, but look, there's always going to be something Marvel that's coming along. But I think next year, and I've said this before, is going to be a huge year for Marvel Snap. I do, and I'm hoping that they listen to some of the stuff I talk about in here and listen to some of these people that are lovers of this game like I am, pour out their heart and say what they want to hear and what they need to see in this game to make it better. So, all right. That's the DJ Spin segment, guys. Thank you so much for letting me rant a little bit in the early on of this game, but that's where it is. Okay. This is just some news. Like I said, the patches that are upcoming, we got one on December 10th. So that's next Tuesday is a patch. And then we have an OTA. Now the patches, we don't usually see much card change there. Usually just cosmetic changes and things like that. The OTA is where I'm thinking mark your calendars, because I think that's going to be a big one. I think that's going to be a big one for RSM and for several other cards that have just been dwindling in the meta that need to be changed. I think that's going to be a big one, because it is going to be our last one for this year. So again, I said tune in on Wednesday for Red Eye Jedi. Myself and Red Eye Jedi will get together tomorrow night, and we'll talk all about Snap and all the things I'm talking about here today and more. So be on the lookout for that one. He will be joining me on the pod. He made that cool deck that I was able to get to Infinite with, not this past month, but the month before. So tune in for that. And as I said, here's the whole series drop thing. I'm not going to go over this. You all know this inside and out. What I'm going to go over is later in the listener call-in is solutions for what we can possibly get from the series drops. Deadpool's Diner, we've been there, done that, and of course, Harshem. All right. We're going to move on, guys. We're going to go to my week in Snap in the Meta Report. I finally did hit Infinite. This month, I was sitting at like 98 last week when I had Nick on the pod. I did manage to finally get to 100 and get to Infinite for the month. I pretty much stopped playing after that. I finished at like 36,000 or something on ladder. I got there. I was like, yep, that's it. I'm done. I didn't really play much after that anymore. I got there mostly with that KM Best deck, which I'm going to go over in just a bit here on my weekend Snap and the Meta Report. So I did get to Infinite the second month in a row, and I got that cool gold gore card back. So yeah. All right. So we're going to go over some decks. And these are some of the new ones that I played this past week. These are some of the ones I tried. This is a gore deck. This is a Pixie gore deck. Now, I forget who to credit this to. I get a lot of these decks from KM Best top 10 of the week, Alex Coach's top 10 of the week. They do a lot of the work for you because they'll research the decks and find out which ones have the best winning percentages and all that kind of stuff. So a lot of these have probably come from there. But this is a Pixie deck generally. It is Nico Minoru, Hydra Bob, Pixie, Shadow King, Fenris Wolf, Hawkeye, Luke Cage, Mobius, Mobius, who is very good right now against all of that negative stuff. Oh my God, did I see the influx of Mr. Negative with the gore? Well, you knew it was coming, right? I said that. I told everybody that was coming. They're going to get 0-6. That's going to gain all that power from the on reveals, which there are tons in that deck. And then they're using Taskmaster, of course, to copy him. So pretty sick. But if they see Mobius, they get pretty sick. And most of the time they end up bowing out unless they think they could beat you with like their, oh my gosh, I forget her name now. Now, anyway, if they think they could beat you, they'll stick around. But otherwise, most of the time, they just end up quitting when they see Mobius hit the board. Gladiator, Anti-Venom, Gore, and Alliance. So this at its core is a lot of you got some on reveals in here. Hawkeye, of course. Nico, Gladiator, that's going to pump up the gore a little bit. Goliath as well. Anti-Venom also just going to get you a cheap card. You got Luke Cage in there. So that it can counter anything that anybody's going to try. That there's still a lot of toxic going around, still some clog going around. So I played it a few times. I thought it was okay. I don't think it's the best gore deck. I think there's others that are out there that are a little bit better. But with Pixie, you're always going to end up getting some good value. You might get a 110 Goliath, which is very nice. You might get a low value, low cost Gladiator, which is nice. So that's usually what Pixie is. And of course you have the Mobius too, so that it'll help you out, as well as hurt your opponent, also. So that is Pixie Gore. We have Gore Iron Man. Now this is just that standard Iron Man list that everybody was playing for the most part. Iron Man, Mystique. They just added the Gore in just to make it all that much bigger. You have the Hydra Bob. Ravonna is nice because it's going to get those Sage, the Mystique, the Iron Man all lower the cost. Shadow King is in here. Mystique, of course, I said Sage. Luke Cage. Red Guardian is in here as well. Malekith is in here. Anti-Venom, Iron Man, and Gore. So good cards in here. Again, this is that Iron Man lane. You want to play Iron Man. You can end up playing Gore out a little bit quicker as well. You can just get a huge Gore, double him up with Iron Man, play Mystique for Gore or play Mystique for Iron Man, either one. I'm sorry, it's Iron Man's ongoing. It'd be Mystique Iron Man that you'd want to play. Sage just gets very big. Red Guardian's great in the meta right now. And so is Shadow King. So this is your standard run-of-the-mill Iron Man list, and it just included Gore in there as well. All right, up next we have Wiccan Gore. Wiccan, of course, Quicksilver, Cable, Daredevil, Fenris Wolf, Hawkeye, Negasonic, Red Guardian, Gladiator, Shang-Chi, Wiccan, Gore, and Goliath. So again, you're just playing a lot of unreveals. Cable, Fenris, Hawkeye, Negasonic, Red Guardian, a Gladiator. They're all on reveal. Shang-Chi as well. Trying to get the Wiccan out to get the big power stuff out quicker, like Gore. And then you got Goliath to clean things up at the end. So again, just another variation of a way to get Gore out faster. And Negasonic is in here as a little bit of a surprise. The Goliath just to clean things up at the end. And Shang-Chi to get rid of big stuff. Fenris to get the big stuff over on your side. So pretty straightforward, and just another Gore deck. This has been around for a while. Ajax and Toxic Ajax, Spider-Ham, Hazmat, Shadow King, U.S. Agent, Cassandra Nova, Rogue, Luke Cage. Rogue is there primarily to get rid of another player's Luke Cage, because if you have Luke Cage, you're kind of dead. You're kind of dead. But yeah, Rogue's there to get rid of that. Luke Cage, Mobius, Mobius, Red Guardian, Shang-Chi, Anti-Venom, and Ajax. This has been pretty much the same list here for a little while. Spider-Ham can be interchanged out. You can use different cards for him. But yeah, Cassandra's just still really good. And it really, really comes in handy against the Arshem decks. You just simply win a lane with her. And you've got other tech in here that can also end up taking out Arshem decks as well, with the Rogue, with Shang-Chi, and all that good stuff too. So, and Mobius again. I was able to complete this. This is the Even Heroes Get Hungry oh God, what are these called? The Heroes Get Hungry. I have just totally lost what this stupid thing is called. It is a hold on, old man moment album. Good Lord, I'm a DJ and I forgot the word album. Yay, good job, Joe. Even Heroes Get Hungry album. I did finish this today. I got the last one from a cache. So the last one I needed was Leech. So I now have that cool Dr. Doom emote. I do have the Death by Tacos card, which is awesome. And I have all of these, which are amazing. I love all of the variants in this. Love the Goliath eating the cow, the Upside Down Beast drinking tea, the cute, as adorable as anything Cosmo with the chicken leg outside of his helmet. He's drooling because he can't get it. The Devil Dinosaur eating a donut. Dr. Doom getting ready for a turkey feast, although I don't know how he's going to get it through the mask. Dracula, with a little bit of a blood toast there. Jeff, and the fish, Leech with the lollipops, Moon Girl, Nebula with the cake, She-Hulk with the Cheetos. I love that one. That's a callback to the series when she was eating Cheetos with a fork. And then we have a shish kebab in X-23. Of course we would, right? Shish kebab on the claw. So this is an amazing bundle, or amazing album rather. And for those of you who you like the rare variants because you'll get them in your caches and stuff like that. I'm rare variant complete again now, so I don't see anything when they come up rare. I'm instead getting avatars and stuff. So I'll go back to that now that I completed this today. But for those of you who aren't, you will get these from caches and you'll get them easier. So it's kind of cool. But the Dr. Doom emote and stuff like that is neat too. So this was cool. I hope they do more like this. This would be more than welcomed by the community if they do 700 gold bundles, more than they actually do. And there they are up close and personal, X-23 eating the shish kebab. You can see the onion, yuck, and some beef there. And it looks like maybe might be a little bit of cheese or maybe a tomato in between. Not really sure. But, she's got the skewer. Yeah, right on her fingertips. Doesn't need to put shish kebabs on the grill. She can just hold it over a fire, right? Have Human Torch come over and give her a hand with that. Just cook right on the claws. Why not? But I love it. I like the variant. I think it's cool. These are some of the variants that I got during the course of the week. I got this amazing Spider-Woman. This has to be. This is Peach Momoko. Yeah, it has to be, right? I love this. I don't have any good Spider-Woman variants, so I was very happy to get this one. Yes, it is, of course, Peach Momoko, the Nightmare variant. I pulled this from a cache as well. I was surprised. Or no, I got this from something that they're awarded. Oh man, might have been the Alliance. I don't remember, but it was an award of a gold variant of one of the higher end variants, and I was able to pull this. So I really like this. And I don't use Spider-Woman very often, but this is definitely my go-to Spider-Woman now. That's the Thor Deadpool's Diner, the Jane Foster Deadpool's Diner variant. The variants are just looking amazingly cool now with the lightning and stuff coming out of the sides, and they just really make them look cool. The splits look awesome now for almost any card. This is not my favorite Jane, but it is cool. It is a cool one. I do like it. But I could have done without it. I have a ton of Jane Foster variants, and I don't play her. I just don't play her. I'm not a negative player at all, and I don't play Thor's decks much either. So not a card I'll play very much. There's Upside Down Beast drinking tea. There he is. Upside Down Beast. Love it. Love it. Death by Tacos. Man, I love this too. So cool, man. I love Death. You guys know that. And, why not? Why not Death having a snack? And you see the chili peppers flying around too. I don't know. Are they meaning to say that she's going to get some indigestion a little later from the chili peppers? I don't know. But looks pretty scrumptious taco that she's got there. And I love this, man. It's very cool. Gold variant with the white crackle there too. Jeff with the can of sardines. Love this one as well. Jeff eating the sardines. And of course, this is my inked version of this with the white crackle in the background and pulling the sardines out of the can. Very cool. And there is She-Hulk eating Cheetos with this. Oh, why did anybody else think of that? Why did anybody else think of eating Cheetos with chopsticks? You get that Cheetos cheesy dust all over your fingers. You can never get it off, no matter how much you lick. It's still orangey. Why did anybody else think of that? Pretty smart. Good idea from She-Hulk in that series. I know She-Hulk gets dissed a lot now. They took her off the Marvel banner. Obviously, they had bad feelings there. That the series cost them way too much to make. And we'll see. I'm hoping she's back in Secret Wars. She belongs there. She was in Secret Wars. She should be in it. I hope she is, but I don't know. It might just cost them way too much to have her in films, which kind of sucks. They do have to CGI her completely, so who knows? Maybe the tech will catch up a little, and they can do it a little cheaper, and they'll have her in Secret Wars. She really should be. There's Devil Dino eating the donut. Big jelly donut there. Look at that. You got all that pink frosting on the top of that. Very cool. Looks like actually it might be purple. It is a little pink, little purple frosting, but you see him with that big. How the hell did they make that donut? Who made that donut for Devil Dino, man? It's huge. That's like that'd be literally the size of a swimming pool. That donut. So maybe the world's biggest donut. Maybe you got it from like a World's Fair or something like that. Dracula with the blood and the straw in it. Priceless. Amazing. I'm just amazing. That's got a copper border. I thought that looked kind of cool. I don't know why. Like an old style, maybe portrait or something, it looks like to me. And I put the copper border on it. I don't really find much usage for the copper ones, but I think it looks cool. Dr. Doom eating turkey. Or looking like he's going to put it up to his mouth, but I don't know that his helmet mouth would open. So I don't know exactly how he's going to make that happen, but looks like he's enjoying his dinner there. Maybe he's with a bunch of Doombots. Maybe there's a bunch of Doombots sitting around the table with him. We don't know. But that is with my neon green border and a neon green crackle as well. Nebula eating cake. Nebula eating cake. Strawberry shortcake, mind you. And she's got a big bunch of it stuffed in her mouth. I love that. You know, I don't know. Would a robot want to eat strawberry shortcake? Who knows? But it's cool nonetheless. It's very cool nonetheless. And that's with the little flame kind of a galaxy border that I have on Nebula. Jessica Jones, the new Jessica Jones. This is another card. I have very, very surprisingly little variants for her. Literally, I think 2 before this one. It's just very plain. Jessica just kind of standing there chilling with her jean jacket and white t-shirt and jeans. But I kind of like it. Got the building in the background and all that kind of stuff. So kind of cool. I like it. And always good to get another Jessica Jones variant, even though I never played the card. Hit Monkey. I pulled this from a cache as well. This is a lot of people's favorite Hit Monkey. I like this. Him screaming on top of the guy, and he's about to go and attack some dude wearing glasses. His glasses are falling off. He's all getting a little feral there. Getting a little feral. I know my daughter likes the word feral. That must be a thing with the kids. They like using the word feral. I don't get it, but whatever. I'm going to use it here. He definitely looks feral here, and it looks like he's going to bite that guy's head off. I don't know, but yeah, I never had this one, and one of the older ones I finally picked up. Oh, how cute is that? Cosmo with the chicken leg. Now, no, I guess it is inside his helmet. At first when I was looking at it, now that I'm seeing it biggened, it is inside his helmet. So he's about to eat it. But he's got a chicken leg inside his space helmet. He is drooling. He's got drool coming off the tongue and the mouth. You can see the spittle and the drool coming off the tongue. How can you not love? I mean, I love dogs. I love dogs. My dog was just in the background drinking water. I love dogs. And this is just an amazing variant. I've got the gold split on it, and just a wonderful, wonderful drawing of Cosmo. I love it. Absolutely love it. And as my friends over Born to be Cosmo say, keep it Cosmo. So there you go. A little shout out to them. Legion. This Legion's cool. I love the artwork on this. He almost looks like he's like looking at himself maybe in like a mirror or a pool of water. I really like this. I'm glad I got this one. You know, the way the hair is drawn and his eyes almost look like a skeletal a little bit. And then you got blue on one side and it's just shimmering. It looks like he's looking at himself in a mirror, a pool of water. I love this. I really like this one. And again, that's another card. I don't have too many variants. I think I literally only have the Spotlight variant for him. So I'm glad I got this one. Moon Girl having a little Sunday. She's making herself a little bit of, the concoction to put on there. Scientific concoction maybe to put on the dessert. A little something pink that she has cooked up there in the beaker. And she's pouring it on the sundae. So hopefully that's good. And it's not some kind of chemical that's going to, explode on her or something like that. But yeah, again, I like all these. I think these are really well done and very fun. I mean, how could you not, as a UFO lover like me, going back to the old days of watching, Project UFO on TV and Close Encounters of the Third Kind, which is one of my favorite movies ever, and all the good UFO stuff, the conspiracy stuff that was going on in the 70s and the 80s. How could you not love this? UFOs would always attack cows, right? You'd always find dead cows. For whatever reason, the aliens love to attack cows. They love to suck cows up into their spaceships and all that kind of stuff. We even saw that in the latest movie in Nope, which I liked a lot too until the end. The end, not good. But the rest of the movie was really good. I liked it. And it's the same thing. They sucked up was it a cow? Yeah, they sucked up a cow. And all of a sudden you just see all the cow's guts go, and just blood comes out of the ship. The ship basically ate the cow. Poor cows. Cows always get eaten by aliens. And Eliath here looks like he's going to eat a cow. So, I guess they like beef. I don't know. I guess aliens like beef. Eliath likes beef. I don't know. But I love this one. I love the artwork. I think it's very cool and reminds me of my UFO days and stuff like that when I was a kid. All right, let's go over some bundles. We got some bundles here. Not too many I'm going to go over because, again, I cover these a lot with Nick the Greek Geek on our pod. So this one is called Tips and Tricks This is one coming out on Christmas Eve to December 31st. This is a $49.99 bundle. It has the Vincenzo Riccardi Loki. A lot of people love his art. It is very, very cool style artwork. Very, very different. A lot of colors. And a lot of people love it. Reminds me of like watercolor paintings. Really, really cool artwork. So you get Vincenzo Riccardi Loki, get an avatar of that as well, boosters, and you get 7,500 gold. Yes, you heard that right. 7,500 gold for $50. 401% bundle value. So unless this one goes down or changes, I would certainly, if you can spare the 50, hop all over this. You are not going to see bundles much like this with this kind of value for gold going forward at all. And I would definitely get on this if you can. Maybe you're going to get some Christmas gifts. Maybe someone buy an Apple gift card or something like that for your phone or something. Or maybe you get a gift card for a game, or someone gets you something for Snap, right? Wait and get this bundle. The card is awesome. Loki, I know, isn't used too much anymore, but the card is cool. The artwork is cool. And that 7,500 gold is definitely worth it. Definitely worth it. So get on this one if you need gold for sure. We got Web Shredder. This is a bikini-clad Spider-Woman by Dave Nakayama. So you get the Spider-Woman variant. I think this is a gold bundle, which we don't see much anymore. 2,000 gold gets you the Spider-Woman variant, gets you boosters, the avatar, 2,500 credits, and a snowflake blue. I don't know what that is. I'm guessing it's new borders. We're starting to see new borders trickle out. There's one in a, I think, if I'm not mistaken, or let's see if they got rid of it. I think there's one. Oh, yeah, we got the candy cane one. It's out right now, $19.99. This is the Kreese variant, another very cute Cosmo. I'm going to probably buy this because this is a good one too. This is out right now. You can get one candy cane border. You have the Cosmo card. You get 2,000 gold, which is good. 500 credits. Cosmo avatar, $19.99. Definitely worth it. Definitely worth it for one of them that's out now. The other one that's out now is Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. So you have Mockingbird and Wasp. 5,000 gold. This is a $99 one. But you are getting the 5,000 gold again. So that's good. You're getting 5,000 credits, which is pretty good. 2 silver metallic borders. You get 2 avatars and 2 boosters. And then you also get a spotlight key. So again, they do seem like they're making the bundles a little better. This one, this Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. one, very good value. Good value gold, good value credits. You get a key as well, which has monetary value. Get the 2 variants. You get the metallic borders. So good value. And the Cosmo one, for sure, good value. And this one's going to come with this snowflake blue border. So again, good value here. If you have the 2,000 gold to spare, it's not bad. You're getting 2,500 credits back. Gold is a premium, so I tell you to be careful. But if you want the Spider-Woman, she's not played very much. But again, the value on it's 179%, and currency value is only 100. So a little lower currency value in this one. Next up, we have a White Widow one coming called Widow in White from January 27th or December 27th to January 1st. This is $99 as well. Now, this one has White Widow. So again, if you don't have White Widow, she's not played as much as she used to be, but still a pretty good card. Get an avatar, you get 2,400 gold. So not very good gold, but you do get 10,000 collector's tokens. 10,000. That's basically enough for one card, and then you have 4,000 more. So it's the card, but you're still going to have the extra credits left over, the extra tokens left over. So not one that I would necessarily go for, but the bundle value is 293%, 186 currency value for this one. The gold isn't necessarily what I would look for here. This one will be one I'm getting, but maybe you need the White Widow card, and maybe it'd be worth it for you to get the 10,000 collector tokens as well. Next up, we have the good, the bad, the Misty. December 30th to January 4th. This is $9.99. Misty Knight by David Mack. Very cool one. It's going to have awesome splits. You split this one, you're going to see the little smoke coming out of her gun. She has a smoking gun that she's holding. The avatar of the card, 1,500 credits and 155 boosters. Again, bundle value 274, currency value 150. A lot of credits for only $10. So the $10 one's never a bad idea, especially if you want the card. So that is that one. We have Explosive Snow Day Negasonic Teenage Warhead in a winter vacation gear. $24.99 this one is. You get the avatar as well. 2,500 credits, 2,500 gold, and a Snowflakes red border. So new border, 2,500 credits, 2,500 gold, great currency value, 225%, a new card, and a new variant of Negasonic, which I don't have that many. $24.99, good value, 305% bundle value. This is definitely a good one to get for the credits, the gold, and the border, and the card. Good value, I think. Then you have one from January 2nd to January 9th. This is called, there's a name for it, no name for it, actually. This is just a Nightcrawler one. Rose Besh is the artist that does it. Very, very cool Nightcrawler wearing a mask. Black mask. It comes 2,000 credits, 600 gold. So not a lot great gold, but the bundle value is 278% and currency value is 183. So again, for $14.99, if you like the Nightcrawler variant, not one I'd go for here because the gold is not great. I would have gone for the one before this instead. But the artwork for the Nightcrawler is awesome. A new Captain America. This is the nullified cap. Nullified Captain America. I've seen this from the comics. This is a very cool Captain America. Now the thing is, he's not played. He's never played. This is another card needs a change. Needs a change big time. Now we are getting a Cap shield, so maybe the card will be able to be played with Cap. Which okay, I'm down with that. This one's $14.99 as well, but it is a very cool variant. Cap and the nullified Cap. You can see the nullified shield, the avatar. The 600 gold and 2,000 credits. Okay. The currency value is 183. The bundle value is 278. Again, a $14.99 one, so a little bit cheaper. Now, some of these are web shop ones. Some of the ones you see that are $14.99 are web shop bundles. So, okay. All right, guys. That is it for the bundles, the Weekend Snap segment. We're moving on to the VJ call-in. All right. Now, you're going to have to bear with me here because I have a lot of responses to these questions. People still giving me some responses to these questions as I'm looking, and so you're gonna have to bear with me as I do these. Okay, so the questions I asked were looking for your thoughts on the pain points of Snap and what your ideas would be to improve them. Let's make a negative into a positive. Replies will be shared on tomorrow's podcast. So this is the first one that I'm going to go over. All right. Now this comes first response here for me comes from at Sakaza_Marvel. They say series 3 to 5 are expensive per unit price. So how about increasing the amount of free credit acquisition every day a little? If you don't have the series 3 yet, you can complete it earlier than half a year and contribute to getting the key to challenge 4 and 5. I wrote back, said, love the idea. Thanks for sharing. And they said, thank you too. Yeah, I love this. I think this is a great idea. Yeah. I mean, amount of free credit acquisition. It's not a big thing, not a big deal. No sweat off anybody's nose, I don't think. I don't know the numbers. I don't know the math. I don't, so I'm not going to pretend to know that. And stuff, but I don't know. I think this sounds pretty reasonable to me. It's not outrageously demanding, which I think you're going to find a lot of that is. A lot of the suggestions here aren't very demanding. And it's all good stuff. So, great stuff. And thank you so much for the response. Next one is at BlazeCap1203 on X. Series drop. They should absolutely make a catalog of all the cards. That way we can directly buy the cards we want. Interesting. Deadpool's Diner at a buffer between 600K and 30 million, like maybe at 5 million. That I agree with. I think that's a really good idea. And RSM, have him start in your hand like old Thanos. Adding more cards did not change it. So they are saying here, add Thanos to the start or add Arshem to your hand at the start. So you're not getting that extra draw. You're getting Arshem in your hand, which we all know no one is going to play. So I like that. That kind of solved things with Thanos a little bit. So that might definitely be something that they would look into doing. Because again, I don't think it's horrible. I don't think it's a bad suggestion. I think it's a good possible solution there. So thank you to BlazeCat. Okay, now I've got and I responded to them by saying was thinking RSM could just get all random cards instead of being able to make an actual deck. That said, I love the suggestions. Thanks for sharing. Collector Kel. So at Kelly Gillies 1 on X. This was my take too. Just have him be the only card to be, have him be the only card to the deck, the rest being random. I think that's the best solution for it. I honestly do. I think that's the best solution for Arshem right now. Blaze Cap also responded, my reasoning, series drops. I think the missing piece, adding agency to getting cards. You like Destroy, get X23, Null, and Nico. Makes sense. I think adding another checkpoint at that range is perfect for Deadpool's Diner. And Arshem adding cards didn't work, so let's try to attack the consistency. 100%. 100%. All right. Next up, I have at Frankie Irony on X. No way to test cards is baffling. I'm not wasting keys or tokens for a card that will be boring and bad. Just talking about ways to test the cards out. Listen, Proving Ground sucks, right? It just sucks. No one cares. They go in, they automatically will snap, and then you play one game in there and you're out. So no one cares about it. No one ever plays it. No one cares about it. They just want their ticket and they want out of there. Why not make a game testing mode? Why not make a practice mode where you have at your liberty the whole collection of cards to play in that test mode? You can make decks. You can make decks that you like. You can preview cards that you think you might want for decks. Why not? Why not? I love the idea. Love that idea. And that's been shared around before, but Frankie Irony, thank you. I love that. I think that's a terrific idea. And then I asked him, how would you fix that? Practice mode could be an answer to Proving Grounds. He says tickets. Maybe you get one a season or something. You can use it on any of the cards that season when they come out. Preferably, you can stockpile them, but it'd be fine if it disappeared at the end of the season. Also, you'd be able to get them from Collection Track and other free-to-play ways. Okay? All right. I like it. Again, you'll notice, guys, these are all positive. These are all positive suggestions. I love it. I wrote, much better than getting a gold ticket for Conquest, which, right? It is. Who cares? Gold tickets, don't care. I said, love the idea. I said, of course, glad people like you are actually trying to help instead of just complaining. Thank you, Frankie. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. I appreciate the kind words. I have at Turus Yang Yagi. Oh my God, I'm going to butcher your poor name. It's at TURUSIANGLAGI. I'm going to butcher that. I know it. If they didn't want to give the proper series drop, maybe give more tokens at minimal 3,000 tokens at least so people can get cards they need. Up the tokens. Again, I agreed. 1,000 tokens is like a slap in the face. 1,000 tokens is stupid. It's stupid. What good is that going to do you? 1,000 tokens gets you 1/6 of a card. It's useless. Yeah, I agree. If you're going to insist on providing tokens in that, give more tokens. Hand out more tokens. You know, they're saying 3,000. That's half of a card at least, right? Yeah, I agree. Great. I love it. Twitch streamer, and they are at Automaton Torch, says, card acquisition and series drops are easily the worst. Deadpool's Diner and Arshem are nothing burgers because one's an optional game mode that's virtually identical to Ladder, true, albeit testing retreating skills, and Arshem is really just an archetype you hope your deck beats. Okay, so card acquisition and series drops are the worst. Yeah, they're both problems. I would agree with you. Daniel Friedman 81 at Daniel Friedman 81 says, I think the cash system is mostly fine. They can fine tune it by adding a few more credits to the track or giving us a bit more currency per dollar in bundles. But the size of Series 4 and Series 5 and the gaps between series drops is unacceptable. This means there's way too many cards for new players to feasibly acquire and way too much time between any given card's appearance in caches. Every premium card should cycle through caches every 3 to 4 months at minimum. Yeah, definitely. They need to change that cycle. I agree. You may not see another card in it for 6, 7, 8 months. I agree. Definitely needs a better schedule of cycling through cards for sure. And the other thought about the size of Series 4 and 5, 100%. I've been talking about this since I started my show. Every guest that's been on here that was asked about suggestions for the game has always gone back to Series 3 and 4, the sizes of the series and stuff like that, and how, yeah, that it's too hard for people to get them. Zodrex, Marvel Snap, at Zodrex Snap on Twitter says, New Card Tuesday is an exciting day, but not for everyone. My idea is to let everyone have access to the new card all week. After the week, you lose access and can then go in and buy it if you want it as normal. That goes back to what he was saying about a practice mode earlier. Yeah, I like that. I don't know if they'll ever do it. I don't know if it's something they would consider doing, but good idea. I like it. And again, thanks to all of you who took the time to do this. I have at Snap Skiddy, Skiddy on Twitter. Series drops, ? Dark Hawk, Null, Series 3, Jeff 4, Season Pass cards from Series 5 and after 6 months, then another 6 to Series 3. Spotlight system, ? Remove 1 tier, random. Add 1,000 tokens to the variant pickup. Make keys 90, not 120. So these are just all different suggestions, right? That you could play around with a little bit, that you can possibly get this to be not a pain point with everybody. And they're all very, like I said, very, very intelligent, very thought out. And look, guys, and I don't know that if Second Dinner will ever listen to a podcast of mine or has ever, but if you happen to be listening, these are people who care about your game. These are all people, these people whose names I'm reading off on this call-in are people who care about your game. They want this game to succeed. They want to have fun playing. These are dedicated people who play this game. I understand, like I said earlier, the bottom line. I get it. But these are all people who care. They're giving me positive suggestions. They're not ripping anything. They're not saying this game sucks. They're giving positive thought out suggestions. So Watson fan, at fan Watson on Twitter says, Diner was meh, drops were and I still hate RSM. At Juicy Avocado, Baby Pumpkin on Twitter says, 3 keys for a new card, 2 for others, 1 more mystery. At least you get what you spent. Might need to be a little balancing to key equity, but I prefer this to the current random chance. At Ricardo Cruz 22, make Bubs much easier to get if bringing back Daredevil's Diner is the plan. We have too many CADs in the game, and this will only get worse. So make monthly impactful series drops ASAP. RSM should be legal in Conquest and events. It breaks the fundamentals of the game core mechanics. So what are you saying there about RSM? Conquest card and make it legal in like high voltage and like event stuff, but not on ladder. Yeah, okay, good solution. At JBase Kelly, Jason Kelly, card acquisition spending 4 keys for 1 new card feels so bad. Ditch the 4th cache, increase the amount of tokens you get to 3K, or guarantee at least 1 of the Series 5 each week. RSM and the game generally needs a tech card that caps max energy to the turn number. So like both of those suggestions, Jason. Thank you so much for sharing. And Collector Kel wrote down here, booster packs that contain cards you don't have. Variants, more series drops, at least 4 per year. Make it so when climbing the ladder, you cannot drop below whatever rank you reached. Okay, so in other words, when you hit like 80, you can't go below 80. I often kind of thought that maybe should be the case. I.e. can't drop below 80 if you made it to Omega. Ladders are supposed to kind of be that way, right? When you hit a rung, there's been other games that you've done and I've played in the past. When you hit a level, then you're kind of saved on that level. Very interesting. Okay, I like that, Collector Kel. Alexander Villagomez, that's ad Villagomez on Twitter. Card acquisition, variant shop rotate at 8-hour intervals and exclude new dev picks cards we've seen. Diner. Regen to 1 million before the 30 million market upgrade. Replace gold ticket in reserves with 50 or 100 gold. Yeah, that golden ticket's got to go. Got to go. Bad idea. Stupid idea. Got to go. 50 to 100 gold. I'm behind that. Perfect. 5-second emote cooldown. Weekly albums, including old variants. I like all of it. I like it. Marvel Sutantillo at Copydog on Twitter. Series drops for card acquisition. Card selector, 1 for Series 3, 4, and 5. It's time players get this, especially returning ones. Highly suggest returning ones get 2 selects for each series. Drops should be done after every 3 months or so or based on their release dates. Got to do more drops. I agree. Got to do more drops than twice a year. Much more drops than twice a year. Every quarter, I think, would be fine. Every 3 months would be a good one. Good step in the right direction, I think. Loving Strawberry at Groovy Mango. I've said since the beginning with RSM, they need to make the generated cards cost one more. Them being able to ramp everything is really difficult to handle. So if they are forced to play a normal curve on stuff they didn't put in by default, it would make it easier to manage. I wrote underneath that one different. I can see how that can work. Appreciate the response. Yeah, I like that. Make the cards cost one more instead of them ramping out everything early. I agree. That's cool. Sure, you're getting the energy cheap, but now your cards are all going to cost one more. Okay, I like it. At XO Lokester on Twitter, going to go with Diner first because it feels like the easiest to me. Cap the maximum bubs one can lose at each table, so you're not locked out of the mode if they're losing a 50-50 because you went all in. Increase the amount of bubs required slightly if necessary. Then I feel like that would already make the mode a whole less feel bad. It's the reason people prefer to play 1 or 2 tables below the highest table they can access. Agreed. Love it. Yep. That's I like that. Listen, they talked about it on Born to Be Cosmo this past week, which is great. Go check it out. They talked about it on there, and they had mentioned how bad that little pop-up thing feels, and it does. I get it. It's a moneymaker. It makes the money. But anytime you have that in a game, and I've played games like this in the past, is the reason why when I first played Candy Crush many, many years ago, I stopped playing because I could see right then and there how much of a money grab it was. Get to the end of that level, you don't make it, you run out of times, and all of a sudden, what does it say? Pay 99 cents and you can skip this level. It's probably more now. That's what they're doing here, and I don't like it. I don't like it. It is a blatant cash grab, and I don't like it. So, great point. At RL Corp 3, and it is Roberto L Corp. Well, I think the main problem is acquiring new cards. For my part, I think that if in the 4th chest, you'll always be guaranteed a new card, it would be a great help, since if someone has all the cards, they would have a 50% chance of getting a new card. Look, a lot of people are bringing this up. That last cash seems to be an issue. Why not? Why not? I don't even like when I get it. I got 3 of them today, and I got that last cash. I hate getting that. I'm getting tokens from it. I'm getting 1,000 tokens. Big whoop-de-doo. Yes, that cash should be a point of contention. At Jermaine McBounds on Twitter, I just think if APOC discard is going to be so strong with a great cast of mates, why not bring Hella back? As a Hella fan, and let the sparks fly. Normal Hella could beat today's discard. Well, they do have a Hella Marvel Rival cards, so maybe she'll be back. Hella never truly goes away. I see her. I see her every now and then. Not huge, but I do think, though, Jermaine, to your point, this card is also, I believe, going to get nerfed. Be very surprised if this card and RSM don't both take a large nerf coming up, because this card is in very, very, very strong. I agree with you. I agree with you on discard. But I think it's going to be nerfed. Austin Howell at Crossing Blades on Twitter. Series drops wouldn't be a big deal if they actually released cards as Series 4 or even Series 3, depending. King E3 could have easily been a Series 3. Oh, I agree. Bad card. Should have. At worst, 4. Deadpool's Diner needs to generate bubs every hour so you don't have to stop playing. RSM is fine, but all random would be nice. Hoping they change card acquisition in the Spotlight Caches. Keys are, this is at Sun with 3 N's, 4 N's. Sun is fun. Hoping they change card acquisition in the Spotlight Caches. Keys are hard to obtain, especially not for free to play. And getting a duplicate card is frustrating. I suggest if they don't change it, when you got a duplicate card, have us get half the token value. Okay. Okay. Martin Hetchberger at Martin Hetchberger 1. Let us collect 12 to 18 daily missions. Return the login reward to 50 and not 25 every 8 hours. Make Gold Pass give the 50 G every day automatically. League should only count as a set amount of games and run for a longer time. Use a slider to mark if you want to play a league game. All right. Okay. All right, let me see here. I'm going to go back because I literally could be I could be here for a long, long time. Let's see here. All right. So these are a little bit different. This one is for Series 1, 2, and 3 players. Series 1, 2, 3. I want to hear from you. I said, what is it that would help you enjoy Marvel Snap more? What are your thoughts on the game, and how can it be a better experience for you? Okay. So this is a little bit different from the other question. I'm not going to finish that whole one because there's a ton. This first response here comes from X21 Chris, Mutant X21 on Marvel Snap. More unique ability cards like your fave, the G-Man, like Galactus. Too much almost sameness. I want the big bad bosses like Apocalypse to do something unique. So he's looking for like the big bads to come back. I wouldn't mind that. And wants like some little more unique stuff in some of the bigger cards. So, okay, that's a little bit of a different response there. Not something you may hear from a lot of people, but great. I wouldn't mind seeing the big bads come back. I was often wondered why they abandoned it. E says, this is at Headphone Sun Max. Is this posted in? He just asked me if I posted in the Marvel Snap community, which, by the way, I did. I don't usually post in there, but I did. I posted it in there. Not having to do ladder every month. I wish you could get those rewards like you do for Conquest by acquiring currency. People don't like ladder. I was very adverse to ladder. I would play mostly Conquest because I found ladder too nerve-wracking before I hit Infinite for the first time. And I wrote to him, ladder can be stressful and tedious. Many times I play Conquest to avoid it. Maybe another game mode would help. I would prefer them to not to lock rewards behind ladder. Let it be a mode for the sweaty people. So there you go. Carlos says the sweaty people. Maybe a different mode. Maybe it's time for a different mode. They're talking about draft mode. Maybe we get that. And then maybe people wouldn't play ladder as much, and then you wouldn't see as many people playing ladder. They would give them something different to do. Right now, the only people, your ranked players and all that, the only thing they really have to play on is ladder. And all they, when they hit Infinite, they move on to just trying to get their rank higher, and that's really all they have to do, unless they come up with a different mode. So you kind of have to give them something a little different. If you don't want to always see them on ladder, you kind of have to give them something different to do. And Deadpool's Diner certainly didn't drag him away. I know that probably a lot of them would rather stay on ladder and play for rank. So you got to give the people something different. You got to give them something else to play. If you give them a draft mode, I guarantee you'll probably pull a lot of people away from ladder. I got this from @Talon Rose. 2 months into the game. Honestly, not really. So that's cool. The player who is 2 months into the game. I think Second Dinner did a pretty good job in case of helping beginners compared to other card games. Maybe like a rental system to make me sure if I want to purchase a card would be helpful. That's the second or third time we heard that. A practice mode or a way for these players to see what these cards can do. I love this. And thank you so much for the response. 2 months in, 2 months into the game. This @Talon Rose is the kind of player that Second Dinner should be listening to. This is a new player. You want them to stay playing your game. Someone who just started playing 2 months ago. You want them to keep enjoying it. This is the type of player you should be listening to. Great. Love it. @BurbSnap, BIRB on Twitter. I think you should be able to rent a new card. There it is again. Use Auto Deck Builder and add an existing deck. You get 10 games. Sliding token discount based on your win record. 0 to 10 full cost, 10 out of 10. Wow. Wow, that's cool. I like this. I think you should be able to rent a new card, use Auto Deck Builder, or add an existing or add to an existing deck. You get 10 games you could play. Sliding token discount based on your win record. So 0 wins out of 10, you pay full cost for the card. 10 out of 10, you get 50% off. This is fantastically thought out. Maybe limited to proving grounds to try it out. That's tremendous. Burb, tremendous. You should share that on their Discord. Tremendous. Gen X Chris in the chat says, I can't wait for more deck slots. That's another one they got to do. I agree. I think that's coming, though. They alluded to that. They were saying something about something people have been asking for a long, long time, and they referred to decks. So I think we're getting that soon. I hope so anyway, but I agree with you. That for sure has to happen. Yeah, I hate having to get rid of old decks that I have just to make new ones. I hate that. Noah says it's frustrating. After I hit collection level 3,000, so there's another newer player. They throw you into matchmaking of any collection level. This sucks. Meaning I always get matched up against a 15 to 20,000 CL player who has all the cards. This sucks. I'm CL 4,200, still a chunk of cards away from completing pool 3. It's a severe disadvantage. Again, something for your newer players. A small, I think, thing. I don't know how hard this is to fix. I'm not going to pretend to. But to me, this shouldn't happen. The matchmaking should not have someone CL level. His CL level going up against someone like me with a 36,000 collection level. Shouldn't happen. It shouldn't happen. It's an unfair advantage. Now, I'll be honest. I've lost to people his collection level. But most of the time I lose to them because I don't know what they're playing. Because a lot of times I'll see other cards coming in thinking it's going to be a certain deck, and they don't have the cards to make that deck. So I'm thinking it's going to be a certain deck, but then the collection level, they don't have it. And when I see the collection level, I'm like, okay. But I've lost to people of that level, but it's not very often. And he's right. It's a definite advantage to people who have these other cards that they cannot have. Definite advantage. Jermaine says, with this card having a great cast of help, I think Hella needs to come back. He commented on this one too. Oh, Jermaine's a hella person. I love it. I love it, man. That's awesome. Guys, look, I can continue to go on and on. All I can say is you, a second dinner, you've got a tremendous amount of people that care about this game. Now, I get it. You're losing players. I get it. You're starting to have people that don't. You're starting to have people that are like are over it. They're done, right? They're moving away. They're moving on. They're not the people. Look, I don't know that they're the people you could save. Maybe you could save a few by changing things. But these people that I had talked to here, these are the people you need to care about. These are the people who are at the lower levels of the game, just starting, maybe a couple of months in, lower collection levels. You have some people in here who are not lower collection levels, but these are the people that care. You need to pay attention. You need to listen to these people every single day. You need to see what these people are saying. You need to listen to what they're saying. You need to look, have somebody from your social media team, and I'm sure they do, scanning over stuff on the socials. Not saying Twitter is the greatest place in the world. It's not. Far from it. But I love this. And I just want to thank everybody so much that volunteered your information, that took the time out of your day to take a couple of minutes to respond to something on my Twitter page when you didn't have to. You could have easily said, F this game. I don't care anymore. You care. I care. Tremendous. Thank you so much. So much for doing that. And I'm going to do this again. I'm going to do this again. Proved to be a very successful thing. So you can bet the DJ call-in is going to happen again. I wish I could get you all on live. I do. I would, if I had some way, like in the olden days when I could pick up a little button and press phone things and get you on live with me, I would do it. But I don't have that ability. So, but I don't, maybe someday I'll do it with StreamYard, because I know I can get people in StreamYard and have people come in, like buzz in and buzz out. I've done that before in my wrestling show. So maybe I will do that at some point. For those of you that aren't shy about getting on a camera and saying a few words online, maybe I'll do that someday. So can't wait for more deck slots. Too many cards and nowhere to put them, says X21 Chris. That's in my chat right now. Thank you for being there. All right, guys, that is it for the DJ call-in segment. We're moving on to Comics Corner. It's time to talk about our 2 cards that we have today. And I am fresh off. I know last month, a lot of those books or the month before, a lot of the books with symbiotes I didn't read. The Thor stuff I knew about because of reading when I was a kid. But these, so our 2 cards this week, Galacta and Luna Snow. I just read Luna Snow's comic last night, and I read Galacta's about 2 weeks ago. So it is fresh in the brain. So let's go over the new cards, guys. Let's talk about Galacta, who I played quite a bit today with Galactus, baby. Let's talk about Luna Snow and Galacta. And there is Luna. That's a page from the comic that I read about her last night. Luna is from another Marvel game. She originated in another Marvel game. Was it Battle Lines? I have it in here that I'll come up on in a second. But now they've made a comic of her as well. And she's a K-pop singer. And that's where it originated. So she's in a K-pop band. And she got her powers when she was about to, they were all getting ready for a concert and stuff like that. And they were going to go on stage and they got attacked by Hydra. And she got her powers from something that happened during that whole interaction. So that is how Luna Snow became a Luna Snow. And she's got the ice powers and stuff like that. Very similar in powers to Iceman, from what I can gather. But that is the one of the panels from the comic, from Luna Snow's comic. And that is Galacta for 6 each turn. The first card you play at another location reveals with +3 power. Indeed, this is a great card. This is a great card. Well worth the season pass, which, by the way, I'm giving 2 of them away. So stay tuned for that. I'm going to have a giveaway, I think. When did I make it for? I'm giving season passes away, as I usually do. I usually give 2 of them away. Let me see where the pot is, and I'll tell you the date of when I'm doing this. December 6th. So in just 3 days, I'll give 2 season passes away to 2 lucky winners. All you have to do is subscribe to my YouTube channel, leave a comment on the video, and follow me over on the X and along with the Kid Snap as well. And that's all you need to do. And you could win a Galacta season pass. She is well worth the season pass. It's going to be a great card. She's going to be in Surfer decks. I've seen it already. She's going to be in any decks that you would use Thena and Kitty, like those mid-range decks that used to use Elsa. She's a better Elsa. That's basically what she is. And she works with Galactus. Oh, boy, does she. You get that symbiote out. She goes that you put the symbiote in the lane. He's the first card to go in that lane. He gets a +3. He becomes a 10. Then you're putting Galactus in that lane. Now, you could put some other stuff in there that could build the Galactus up like a forge. Maybe make Galactus a little bit bigger. Maybe make him an 8. He goes in there. He combines with the symbiote. He's now an 18. He plays some stuff like goblins in there, make the lane a little bit tougher for them to win. And Galacta is very good with her father. Very, very good with her father. She's going to be good, though, with other stuff, too. This is just an overall good card. And like I said, just a better Elsa. And you can, if you want, I saw Teddy Ninja playing earlier today. You can play Luna Snow in the same deck. And then this way, it allows you to get her out quicker. You can get her out on turn 3 with Luna Snow. And so you cheat her out. Maybe you want to play Hope Summers to get her out a little bit early as well. And but yeah, she is just so far a pretty darn good card and well worth the season pass. So I would tell you to definitely pick up the season pass this month. I think this is a good card. Very, very, very good card. And there's Luna. Luna's at 3/5. On reveal, add an ice cube to each side of this location. And the ice cube gives you energy. It gives you energy. You and your opponent. Do I have the ice cube? Yeah. The ice cube is at the start of each turn, get +1 energy, then destroy this if your side is full. So it could keep going. If the ice cube is left over there and the side isn't full, you're going to keep getting +1 energy, both you and your opponent. So that's going to allow you in the Galactus deck to get the symbiote out earlier. Going to allow you to get Galactus out earlier. It's almost like an Electro, but it's better. So your opponent's going to benefit from it too. So a lot of times they're not going to necessarily make it go away. But you can make it go away, though, if you have something over there that you could slide over to make your opponent lose theirs. And then you'll still have it, and they won't. And then you're still getting the energy cheats. So Luna's pretty good, too. I don't think she's as good as Galacta, but Luna's pretty good. And I like her card art. Just her base card art. I really like the base card art for her. Galactus, too, that's right out of the comic books. But I like her base card art. I think that's really cool. Really, really cool. All right, the Spotlight caches today. You get the Luna Snow. Obviously, you see the Rivals Luna Snow version. That is the variant. That will be in there. You get a Lady Deathstrike if you don't already have it in X23. Lady Deathstrike is not played all that much. She's a little better than she used to be. X23 is a must for Destroy. a must. If you don't have it, you like to play Destroy, then I would suggest getting this cache. If you don't like Destroy too much, and then I don't know if you'd want this. Luna's good. I like her for the energy cheats, but she's for ramp decks in that way. But I don't know. Luna's okay. Oh, yeah, you could do that too. You could put her with armor. Yeah, you can play it with armor. Yeah, and then your cubes won't die. Yeah, good point. I don't know, though, that I'd open up this cache. I did get the Lady Deathstrike variant, which I'm not that upset about because I didn't have many of them. I have a ton, though, for X23. And so I won't be going for the Luna Marvel Rivals one because I'm not going to waste any more keys to do that. But yeah, this is mostly a Destroy heavy Spotlight cache. If you like Destroy, then maybe I would consider playing it. But if not, or getting it. But if not, I wouldn't really be too concerned with it. All right, there it is. Galacta, the daughter of Galactus, the comic series that came out a few years ago. I read it on Marvel Unlimited. It is on there if you would like to check it out. You do need a subscription to do that. It's $9.99 a month, but you get access to all of their comics, including all the old ones, a lot of them that I talk about on this channel. But this was I didn't know what to think of this. I don't know what to make of this series. I read it. It was fun. I don't know exactly who this was made for. I don't know if this was made at the time for teens or maybe younger readers. It kind of seemed like that to me a little bit, but I gotta say, Luna's outfit is a little risque. Like even for a comic book, it's a little risque. She's well endowed, and and her top is a little small in the comics. So I don't know exactly how they made this or what they made it for, but it's interesting. I don't know if she'll ever be back again. And I know she's in the game now, so she may become pretty popular, and maybe she'll come back to comics. But the whole comic story was basically about, now she has, like her father does, insatiable hunger. So she's always hungry, and you see her at the beginning of the comic. She's eating out at restaurants. She's piling down food. She's eating like tacos. She's constantly eating. But as the book goes on, she ends up getting what the equivalent would be of she calls it a universal tapeworm. She gets a tapeworm. And if you don't know what a tapeworm is, it's a thing that kind of lives in an organism that lives inside of your body that makes you want to continually eat, because basically that thing is eating. So she has this tapeworm, and she's constantly hungry. And every time she's walking past like humans, she's like, no, I can't do that. I can't eat them. I can't, even though and she could see, like her brain can see exactly what each human being is classified as, and metahumans. So like people, like she interacts with the Human Torch and the Fantastic Four. And when she sees them, she's like, this would certainly fill me, but it would only fill me for probably a day. And then I feel really bad after I did that. So she stops herself from eating. She goes to the Fantastic Four for help, and Reed Richards is just trying to figure out like what they can do for this parasite that's supposedly inside of her to help her satiate her hunger. And then she travels all over the multiverse. She can go pretty much anywhere she wants, like her father, I guess. And she travels all over the multiverse looking to see. She finds this energy source planet, but again, she can't do it. She can't do what her father does. She doesn't want to destroy a planet, doesn't want to kill anybody there. So unlike Galactus, she's very, very different in that respect. She can't kill a universe because she's hungry. So she's just trying different ways to find out how to satiate this. And as the comic goes, I'm gonna see if I have the panel. I don't know if I put this panel up, and darn it, I meant to. I don't think I did, though, because no, I'm getting the Luna Snow. Darn it, I wanted to put that up too. That stinks. I shared it on Twitter, and you know what? I'll put it up here. So during this part, it was a little heartbreaking, man. It was like I have two daughters, so it was for a dad. It's a cool story. It was a little heartbreaking because she's reaching out to her father, but her father is gone. He's who knows where, right? And she's reaching out to him. They have ways that they communicate. She's reaching out to her father and trying to get his advice, trying to get help from her dad. And like, she's never out there. And then the fourth book, the very last part of it, she finds a ship that he kind of resides on. And she goes, and this is the scene. And then he finally ends up he ends up showing up, and he shows up behind her, and then you can see what she sees, and she sees him standing there behind her. So he's with her. He might actually be on I'm sorry. He's on a view screen, but he appears on a view screen behind her. But what he makes clear to her, and what she finds out, is that this isn't a parasite. She's pregnant. She's having a baby. And then Galactus is standing behind her, and you see like emotion from Galactus. You see emotion from him when she finds out that she's carrying a baby. So it was really well done. It's a cute story, and a very simple read to go through. But I like her now, man. I got introduced to a character that I kind of hope they do more with. I kind of hope they make more things of her. Because, and again, the outfit, as you can see, she's got the pantyhose, she's got the really short stocking and a very low cut top. So, it's a little risque, but look, it's kind of modern. And I love the interaction with Galactus at the end that she had when she found out she was having a child. I think this is very, very cool. And I'm glad I read the book. And there you can see there's 4 issues. They're all on Marvel Unlimited. And you can see Daughter of Galactus 1, 2, 3, and 4. It is a very easy read, a very quick read. And who knows, if you're going to play Rivals, it might make you want to play Rivals a little bit more too. But I love this. I had a blast reading this. And it's definitely worth picking up, and go support your comic stores, guys. I'm sure the local comic stores would probably have it. And probably would be pretty cheap, I would imagine, because it's not a big sought after book. Maybe it will be. But it's pretty cool. I think this is really neat. I think this is cool. And it says here, this was published in 2010, so it is kind of old, 12 years old. Hang on, Galactus has a daughter? You read that right. Gally is the daughter, and her name's Gally, cute, of the famous world-eating behemoth. But she'd rather spend her time on social networking. She does. She's constantly on the socials. She's tweeting, she's texting, she has all the Instagram stuff. She's constantly on the socials talking about her life. Then Planet Munching. Quick, read the story from Marvel Assistant Size Spectacular is voted here on Marvel.com before the new installments of Galactus Tale begin in February. That's right. They are coming out with new stuff for Galactus. So they are going to take advantage. So next year, they're going to have new stuff. So that's cool. Galactus first appeared in Marvel Assistant Size Spectacular #2 in June 2009. Wow, it's all the way back in 2009. In a story written by Adam Warren. The idea of the 2-issue comics anthology is to allow assistant editors to try out different stories. This was followed by a vote to see which story was the most popular, and Galacta won. Oh, that's cool. Very, very cool. This is his daughter, Galacta. She's barely appeared in the comic books outside of a miniseries in the 2010s. She also isn't canon to the mainstream universe. So she is not in the mainstream MCU. Not in the mainstream MCU. Now, I told you she went and visited there. So she visited the Fantastic Four and all that in the book. But she is not she's not canon at all to the universe. So the Daughter of Galactus does not exist in the mainstream Marvel universe, but with her prominent role in upcoming video game Rivals, fans are more curious about the character than ever, meaning it is not out of the question that she could find her way into canon. The character of Galacta appeared only briefly in Marvel Comics, making it something of a surprise that she's set to be featured in a crucial role as a non-playable character in Marvel Rivals, a fighting game which pits characters from across the Marvel multiverse against one another. Yeah, it is kind of weird that they did pick her to be there. On an episode of Battle of the Atom podcast, Marvel editor Jordan D. White, who originally pitched a character concept that evolved into Galacta, stated that he originally intended Galacta to be a part of the Earth 616 universe, Marvel's official canon timeline, but was ultimately overruled by senior editor Tim Brevoort. So he wanted her to be in 616, but he was overruled. So there you go. That's some background into Galacta. And the story, like I said, it was right up here this time. I remembered it exactly because I watched it just recently, and I watched it. I read it just recently, and I hope I conveyed that I enjoyed it. And you guys go out there and check it out. You won't be sorry. I think it's a really, really fun little read, and it probably can't be that expensive. All right, we're gonna go on to Luna Snow, and Luna Snow. I just read this last night. She is from Marvel Future Fight. That's the game she's from. Secret Origins to the K-pop star, from K-pop star to superhero. This is her first comic book, also featuring future Avengers. And there's another good shot of Luna Snow wearing some green, got the icicle in one hand and the frost doing something with ice over in the other hand. As a South Korean pop sensation, Seoul He melts her fans' hearts. And now as a superhero known as Luna Snow, she has the power to freeze her enemies. How does Luna juggle being an international singing star with battling evil as a superhero? How did she gain her powers? And what does Stark Industries have to do with it? Pre-order the issue with your local comic shop today to find out next month. So who exactly is this hero? And what role does she play in her current team, the Agents of Atlas? Read on for a quick primer ahead of her future fight first. Born Seoul He, Luna made her debut in the 2018 mobile RPG game Marvel Future Fight. I played that a little bit. The South Korean superhero originally launched her musical career in order to be able to support her grandmother who raised her since the death of her parents. Her grandmother is prominent in the book. While performing at a Stark Industries event, she performs in a Stark arena. She was attacked by AIM when she tried to defend the attendees from their evil shenanigans. AIM and their shenanigans, man. They locked her in a high-tech freezer powered by experimental cold fusion technology, which, to sum it up quickly, gave her cryokinetic powers, allowing her to defeat AIM and save the day. Saved her grandmother, too. With her new powers, she became a superhero and defends her country while continuing to crush it. As a K-pop star, the woman's got a lot on her plate. As Dazzler fans are well aware, pop stars often make the most awesome superheroes. And there she was in War of the Realms with the new Agents of Atlas. So she's part of that book as well. You can see Snowguard in there. You can see Luna Snow. Looks like Hulkling's there too. Swordmaster is also there. You also have Silk. And who else am I seeing? Shang-Chi in that comic as well that you can see Luna Snow. So what can Luna do? A lot. Turns out ice can come in pretty handy when fighting a range of superpowered supervillains. Luna can create ice blasts, construct weapons out of ice. She can survive extremely cold temps, and her Andromeda suit gives her some excellent power-ups. She was in War of the Realms. Malekith's Ali Cinder led the Fire Giants in an attack on Asia, and Luna was one of the heroes who arrived to stop them. In War of the Realms, New Agents of Atlas, S.H.I.E.L.D. agent Jimmy Woo formed the New Agents of Atlas. Jimmy Woo was on the cover too, which included Silk, Arrow, Brawn, Shang-Chi, Wave, Swordmaster, and Crescent to defend Asia from the invaders. And because they made an indisputably exceptional team, was originally supposed to be a temporary gig, turned into a longer-term arrangement in Agents of Atlas. So there you go. You can check them out in Agents of Atlas too. What about her role in Future Fight? Naturally, she's considered one of the more powerful characters in the game. And just like in the comics, her suit boosts her abilities. She also has two singles that you can download and listen to. You can listen to her music. And they're voiced by real world K-pop star Hyun Gaseo. So with games, songs, and comics, Luna has quickly become an impressive triple threat. So overall, things have been pretty heavy for Luna for quite a while now. First, the death of her parents, then AIM, and then Cinder. In Agents of Atlas #1, Silk says Luna's a serious person, a K-pop star, a superhero. She's got responsibilities, but it looks like she may have the chance to create some happiness and have a little fun with her new team, even if they have to deal with some powerful baddies along the way. Read Agents of Atlas #3 on October 23rd. So it's a little bit old. And pre-order Future Fight First, Luna Snow #1 at your local comic shop today before picking it up also. So that was in October that came out. So you can check that out in your local comic shop today, right now. So there you go. That's our new cards. Luna Snow in comics, K-pop star turned superhero, and Galacta, who is now pregnant and having a we don't know. Hopefully we'll find out someday when they continue the comic in February of next year. And as far as both cards, I think they're both pretty fun so far. Galacta, I think, is the better one of the two, but Luna is cool as well. So we're off to a good start, I think, this month, guys, in the cards. And I hope you're able to get the season pass and pick up Galacta, because I think she's just going to be a really, really good season pass card. They are on a streak of having good season pass cards coming out, and I think Galacta is no different. And if you see someone playing a Galactus deck with Galacta, check to see if it's your boy here, Snap Decisions, because that's what I've been doing, and I'm going to continue to keep playing it. I'm sure I'll be playing some other stuff too. You're going to see a lot of her played in like Surfer decks Athena, Angela decks, stuff that Elsa Bloodstone used to go in, those little mid-rangey type decks. You're going to see her in a lot of those too. But enjoy. She's a really fun card so far. And I will be giving away 2 season passes, like I said, come Friday, I think. Friday, keep your eyes peeled. Go on Twitter, follow me there, sub to the YouTube channel, give a comment down at the bottom and say, hey, I'm here for the contest. I'm here for the season pass. And hopefully you can win one of the 2 season passes. All right, guys, we're heading into the home stretch here of the pod. We are now at the MCU Minute. The MCU Minute. It's time to talk some Marvel Cinematic Universe. And let's get into it, shall we? Anthony Ramos is playing the villain, the Hood, in the Ironheart upcoming series. And they asked him, they interviewed him, what's it like to play a villain? He said, it is cool. Ramos answered, I'm starting to get these bad guy roles, even in Twisters. He was in Twisters. I wasn't necessarily the good guy in the movie. You know what I'm saying? I think we all have that side to us, I appreciate that. It's very nice of you to say that I'm a likable guy. I appreciate that, brother. That's what makes it even better to play these kinds of roles, because even some of our favorite villains are still likable, right? You think about the Joker, right? There are villains in movies that you're just like, dang, I really like this dude, but he is the worst. I'm excited that he's playing that character. I think that's going to listen, Marvel stuff is only as good as the villains in the show, right? The villains that have been good over the years in the MCU have made the movies. Thanos, Loki, Hela in Thor Ragnarok, Bucky Barnes, Winter Soldier in Captain America Winter Soldier. All the good ones have had great villains. Spider-Man No Way Home. You had his whole list of, the Green Goblin, Doc Ock. It had it. The villains make these films and make these series. And I think Anthony Ramos is going to be great in this. I think this might be a sleeper, guys. I think this might be a sleeper next year. A lot of good things coming. But I think that the Ironheart series may end up being a sleeper. And I think this is going to be a fun show. And I think Anthony Ramos is a great pick to play him. And who knows? Maybe we see Mephisto too. Every villain has their reasons, bro. They've got their reasons, whether it makes sense to you or not, whether you agree with what they do. They're like, well, I do this because of that. My favorite part about playing a bad guy is that you really get to tap into the mind of a person who is essentially doing wrong, but they have justified why they do it. To them, their reason is legit. It's a good reason. So that's been fun, exploring that not only with the Hood, but these different characters that I'm playing. So that's all from Anthony Ramos. According to a new tidbit shared by frequent social media rumor monger My Time to Shine, hello, Marvel Studios may have outlined Moon Knight's next steps in the multiverse saga. Should the information prove accurate, Isaac will find himself a busy man over the next 3 years, as rumor has him potentially suiting back up for both Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars. Additionally, it reports that Moon Knight is also expected to be a part of the team of heroes who assemble to tackle supernatural threats in Midnight Suns. Oh, God. Imagine Johnny Blaze, who they're going to get to play him. Keanu Reeves and Norman Reedus have been rumored for that role. Man-Thing could be back. Blade from Marshall Ali's Blade. I'd be thrilled to see that happen. A film which has not been confirmed being developed by the studio, but around which quite a bit of talk has buzz and has been generated. Buzz has been generated over the last year. So yeah, that'd be amazing if they do that. I would love to see a Midnight Suns movie with Moon Knight and all those other characters. Would be absolutely amazing. This is Squirrel Girl. Fans of the hero can rejoice, as not only will Squirrel Girl feature in a team-based shooter due out this month. She's in Marvel Rivals. Milana Vantrub, who was originally set to play the role in New Warriors show. So she was in that New Warriors show that didn't last, that got canceled. And she was going to be Squirrel Girl. Well, now she's going to be the voice of Squirrel Girl in Marvel Rivals. So that's pretty cool. They introduced her more recently that she would be a part of the Marvel Rivals game. It's going to be interesting. What's she going to do? She's going to have like little squirrels flying out all over and stuff like that. It'll be cool to see. But yeah. It's always nice to see a second chance for MCU projects, even if it comes to a new medium. Case in point, Squirrel Girl, character which Marvel decided not to greenlight for the MCU via a freeform show. Remember those freeform shows? Have you guys ever seen the freeform Cloak and Dagger? I love that. I love that show. I wanted them to do more of those. I really like that. Sometimes these shows on these little channels, like I just got done watching the finale of Superman and Lois. I honest to God thought that was the best Superman I've seen since Christopher Reeve. Tyler Hoechlin does such a tremendous job playing Superman on that show. It was so good. I watched it to the end. Lex Luthor, the actor that played Lex Luthor, was the guy that played, he was from Walking Dead. The last season was so good. I didn't want it to end. Oh man. But sometimes they just come from these small shows. And I thought Cloak and Dagger was pretty good. I really enjoyed it. I'm excited. I hope they bring them to Marvel. They're two of my favorite comic book characters, and they need to come to Marvel. They really do. Both move cards and Snap, but they need to come to the MCU at some point. Moon Knight looks to be a force to be reckoned with in the new Marvel Rivals footage. So yes, he is in Rivals as well. The MCU is on a brink of its most transformative era yet. Moreover, now with the upcoming Avengers Secret Wars, Marvel Studios is on its path to hitting the reset button. According to insider Alex from CC, the film's fate will be echoing what the CW's Crisis on Infinite Earths did for its TV shows. Secret Wars could redefine the franchise continuity and pave the way for fresh storytelling and the long-anticipated arrival of the X-Men. Very emotional ending. Oh my God, it was, Chris. You watched it? Yeah, dude, it was. So I didn't know how they were going to end it, but oh my God, it was. I don't cry much at films or movies. Never really have. But sitting there last night, man, I was welling up a little bit. I really was. It really was an emotional ending. Like, they went through topics for that. Like, obviously that, Lois had cancer at one point in the show, and then she recovered from the cancer. But then, when he was telling the story of how they aged, and she passed away because her cancer came back, and then how he lived without her for a while, and then he ended up dying, because we found out that he wasn't eternal either in the series. But oh my gosh, yeah, he played Abraham. Thank you. In The Walking Dead. Yeah, he's a Michael Cudlitz, great actor, and he played an amazing Lex Luthor. I would tell anybody to watch that. It was a great show, and I'm gonna miss it. I'm absolutely gonna miss it. But yeah, it was really, really good. So what they're saying here is Secret Wars is going to redefine the franchise. I agree with that. I think that that's going to be the turning point. I think a lot of things are going to change. You're going to see some of the actors going forward. Some of them won't. Some already have said that they will continue, like Chris Hemsworth is going to continue in Thor. So some of them will keep continuing forward, but you're going to see big changes. I think you will see a new Captain America somewhere down the road. I think you will see a new Iron Man somewhere down the road. After Secret Wars, and that's what they're going to do. It's the reset button, guys. That's what Secret War is. It's a giant reset button. They could push on this. That's why the Russos are coming back to do it. That's why Robert Downey came back to do it. They're going to push the reset button. They're going to turn it over to some new people, and the X-Men are coming as well. And this is going to be a giant reset button for the MCU going forward. So I'm excited. I can't wait to see all these films coming out. It's always a pleasure to do so. And I'm sure Snap is excited too, because whenever Marvel does good, so does the game. And I've said that before as well. And I think the game is going to flourish next year because of it. So, all right, guys, that is going to do it for me. I know this went a little bit longer than it usually does. I apologize for that. I try to usually keep it around an hour and a half. Went a little over because I had that the listener segment where I was reading off all those tweets, and I didn't get to all of them. There's more. But again, all I can say is thank you to all of those who gave me their time and took the time out to prove that you care, to prove that you enjoy this game and that you care enough to say and to give some suggestions about how you would like to see the game changed and fixed and made better, so that we could all just enjoy with this game that we love. So I appreciate all of you. Thank you to all of those who listen. Thanks to Gen X, Chris, Dresden, those of you who joined me in the stream tonight. I appreciate you for coming out and take the time out to do that as well. Thank you so much. It means a lot. For those of you who listen to my show every single week, regardless of whether that is on the podcast form, on Spotify, on Apple, wherever you might listen, and those of you who watch on YouTube, thank you all. I appreciate you. I love you all. Thank you all so much for doing so and spending the time with me. I would not be here doing this if it weren't for you. And listen, guys, we got to rally. We got to rally, because I know that you people that listen to my show, I know you get that from me. I know you feel the positivity from me when I do this show, because that's what I try to do. I know that's what I try to do. I don't sit here and dwell on the negatives. I'll mention them, but I'm not going to dwell on them. And I know you can all get that feeling from me, and I hope that you do. And so we need to keep that going. We need to stay together. We need to be the ones to be that positive light that's out there. Along with there are a lot of others. I'm not going to say that I'm singling myself out being the only one. There are tremendous amounts of creators. All those people that I mentioned that I do podcasts with, the Kid Snap, No Big Deal, Lauren, It's Just Reed, Ben Roller, Glazer, Gunny T, and the guests that he has, and all of them. They are all very positive people. So many positive people out there to listen to. If you happen to be listening to someone that may not be so, and that may be getting you down, switch over. There are so many others that you can be listening to and checking out on a daily basis. Of course, my co-host, Nick the Greek Geek, as well in the other show. He's awesome. And so many of the people that I've had on this show. Prashawn, I just had on over the course. I could sit here and name everybody. Regis is amazingly positive on his show. Cozy Snap, Alex Kocha, KM Best, and I could go on and on. There's a tremendous amount of people that do this and love this game and do it because they love this game. Binks, again, I could go on forever. But stay positive, guys. The game is in good hands. I think it's going to change for the good, and we'll all be here to see that. So, all right, guys, that is it for me. Thank you so much for watching and listening. I appreciate all of you, and hopefully I will see you all in the next one, which is going to be on actually tomorrow. I'm going to have Red Eye Jedi on the show with me. So we'll be doing that. It's kind of like a guest and an interview style thing on that. But you can bet we'll be talking about the new cards and bring up some of this stuff like that I talked about tonight as well on that show. And then that'll be it. Next week, we're going to have a lot because we're going to have the patch. We're going to have the OTA. We're going to have the pod on Monday. We're going to maybe I'll have a guest on for that. I'd like to get Glazer back on. I haven't had Glazer on in a while. Been talking to him. I know he's busy, but maybe I can get him on for the OTA, and maybe we'll do something the night of the OTA or something like that. So that'd be cool. But thank you so much for watching. I appreciate all of you. If you're not subbed to the channel, the YouTube channel, please do if you watch from there. Also leave me some comments down there. It helps out the video. And if you're not following me on the podcast parts, Apple or Spotify or wherever, please do leave me some comments there too. I will always listen, and keep your eyes out on the X as well for other questions that I may use on my my listener call-in segment on the show. All right, guys. Thank you again so much for listening. Have a great night. Please stay safe. Be kind to one another always. And hopefully I will talk to you all on the next episode of Snap Decisions. This is your Snap DJ signing off.
If only I had spidey senses.